Hello, guys, and welcome to Odds on Bundesliga Matchday 6. We have Radek Vegas with us. Many surprises in the previous weekend. How are you, Radek?
Hey, I'm great. I'm here from your homeland, Spain, Espanol, and having holidays. And I'm looking forward to this game day because the last game day, as you said, there were a lot of surprises. And yeah, we can only do better this game day.
Let's try to make some money so you can eat a good paella in my country. Radek, guys, remember to comment the video with us, like the video, of course, and subscribe to our channel. Very important if you are watching it and you haven't subscribed yet. So let's start with the first game we have on Friday. We have Werder Bremen, Augsburg. This should be a relegation six-pointer at the end of the season, but Werder Bremen, they are doing great. They are close to the European spots, actually, after beating Bochum. That's why perhaps, Radek, the odds for Werder Bremen are 1.7. The bookies trust them after this great start of the season.
Yeah, and that's kind of a fault because the odds are too bad. 1.6 on Werder Bremen, that is never a good bet, no matter how great they did in the season so far. So I like them, but I don't think it's a good thing to bet on this low odds. I even don't bet on this low odds on favorites like Bayern or sometimes Bayern, but not on other teams. So this is not an option. The other thing is betting on Augsburg. Could be, but to be honest, Augsburg is really bad and they lost against Hertha last game day at home. So why should they make 3 points at Bremen? Just because the Bundesliga is always good for a surprise, yes. And never forget Augsburg won against Leverkusen. But at the end, we don't have a really high potential betting on Augsburg. So I would say the best thing you can do is to bet on a draw, but I won't touch this game at all.
All right, let's see if we are lucky on Saturday, although the first game is going to be tough, I guess, to find good odds. Bayern Munich, Stuttgart, you were right, actually, back in Union Berlin, Asian Handicap plus 1.5 in the previous video, because they didn't even keep it close, but they got a draw, second consecutive draw for Bayern Munich. They are playing a tough game in the Champions League against Inter. So I guess it's time for Bayern to bounce back and get a victory at home against Stuttgart.
Yes, and that should be an easy win. But the 2 points I see here is that Bayern maybe is kind of bored or out of their run because the 2 draws in the Bundesliga and now facing Inter Milan, which can be a tough game as well. We don't know because we're recording on Wednesday and the game is today evening. So my tip here would be Bayern will win the game closely, maybe 2-1. So it will be a tough game for them and they won't be 200% concentrated on the Bundesliga game against Stuttgart. And the last game between 2 games was the last game they last season. And this was a 2-2. And I was in the Allianz Arena watching this game and this was so bad and so boring. And Bayern was so bad. But I think now in this season, after the last 2 games, they will win this game around 3-0 or something like that. But I think Stuttgart is better than they look in the standings because they have the last 2 games draw against Schalke and Cologne, which is a great team at the moment. So I think Stuttgart can be a kind of danger. Maybe they score. So if I find some value here, I would maybe bet on both teams to score, as maybe Stuttgart can find the way to the net and Bayern is not defending 100% against them, as they didn't last season, as they got 2 goals against them. But without Kalajdzic, Stuttgart misses kind of strengths in the attack. So yeah, it's not a great game to bet, but maybe Stuttgart finds the way to the net.
Okay, 4 points for Stuttgart, no victories yet, so a lot of draws, and we have to remember that this game for Bayern comes between a game against Inter and against Barcelona in the Champions League. So key games. So I'm sure Nagelsmann is going to keep some key players on the bench for these two crucial games in a tough Champions League group. Next game, very interesting one. Frankfurt, Wolfsburg, because we are seeing a lot of goals from Frankfurt in the last two games. They thrashed Leipzig 4-0. They beat Werder Bremen 3-4. So good run finally for them after a poor start, whereas for Wolfsburg, Radek, still disappointing. We expect them to beat Cologne, but they lost 2-4.
Yes, and that shows me that Wolfsburg is really that bad. And I think they have a great players, but Wolfsburg is not a really good place to play football, I think. And all players who go to Wolfsburg are there only because of the Volkswagen money, and that's why I don't think that they are really growing to a good team. And 𝐿𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐼 as a coach seems to be one of the first coaches sacked in the season. Maybe with Leipzig's coach and yes, and Leverkusen, 𝐜𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐼, because all of them are struggling a lot in the season. And Kovac, yes, they expect a lot more in Wolfsburg, so they have problems. And on the other hand, Frankfurt is getting better and better game after game, and it's fun to watch them. They're scoring a lot of goals now. And that's why I like the bet on them, double chance or Asian handicap 0, because we got odds of 2.0 or 2.1 on Frankfurt. This is a bit too dangerous to bet on a win, because in every Bundesliga game we always have the danger of a draw. But kind of insurance on this could be Asian handicap 0, so you get your money back if there's a draw. The odds are way lower than around 1.5 or 1.4.
Yeah.
But it's good to have in a combination bet. So that Wolfsburg now starts to win a game against a strong Frankfurt, motivated at home, seems to be unlikely. So the only case could be that there will be a draw. So we're safe with this Asian handicap 0 bet on Frankfurt.
Frankfurt playing in the Champions League as well, so they will be focusing the international competition. They are back so many years after to the main European competition after winning the Europa League. Another team playing in the Champions League is Leverkusen after some years missing the competition, and if they continue with this run, they won't play as well the Champions League the next season because they are awful. Only one victory this season, lost to Freiburg. Now they are facing Hertha after the first victory of the season, and as you said before, Radek, 𝐬𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐼 is already in danger after this very poor start for the aspirin team.
Yeah, and they need a lot more aspirin if they won't win in the Champions League. Good for Leverkusen is that they were better than Freiburg in their game against Freiburg. They lost because Freiburg is the hell of effective, and efficiency is the main word for Freiburg in this season. They make the most out of their chances. That's why they won against Leverkusen, even if Leverkusen was dominating the game. And I think they are good because they have a kind of easy team to beat in the Champions League group stage with Brugge in a Belgian team, and it's a must-win for them. And on the other hand, it's also a must-win for them now against Hertha. The odds are not great, 1.9 for Leverkusen, but still good enough. I'm repeating myself because I'm telling you this every game day that I think Leverkusen is good, and they always miss it. But they have to win this game against Hertha no matter what, and that's why betting on Leverkusen is my bet with 1.9.
The brighter side is at least 𝐿𝐭𝐤 is scoring goals, and this is important for Leverkusen. So in your opinion, this is a Leverkusen victory. The next one is a good one. Hoffenheim Mainz, two teams that have started really well the season. Hoffenheim lost last weekend against Dortmund, but at home beat Bochum and Augsburg. But Radek, be careful. Mainz won all 3 games away this season as well.
Yeah, and I really don't know how Mainz is doing that every time. And they surprise me week after week. And now they won against Gladbach, where everyone thought, oh, Gladbach, now they can easily win at home against Mainz after drawing against Bayern Munich. But we always say there's a curse on teams who make a point against Bayern Munich. And this was the next proof that Mainz was able to beat Gladbach here. This was just because of the Bayern Munich curse on Gladbach. And I think it's attractive here to bet on Hoffenheim because the odds on Hoffenheim are great with 2.2 around. And Hoffenheim has a great season so far. Losing against Dortmund 1-0 is also in Dortmund a good result. And not many teams can achieve this in Dortmund. So at home, Hoffenheim is even better. They seem to play great football with their new coach 𝐜𝐴𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐜𝐿. Is in Augsburg, aber Breitenreiter, who's coach at Hoffenheim now, was a good striker in the 90s, and now he shows them how to score goals against Mainz in this game. That's why I think Hoffenheim will win this game with over 2.5 goals around. And the 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐜 bet would be on Asian handicap 0 on Hoffenheim, that Mainz is not winning the game. And if there's a draw, we get the money back, or in the 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐧𝐽𝐴 is not broken and the game is just ignored. But at the end, Hoffenheim should win this game at home, and we get odds of 2.2. And on Asian handicap 0, we get odds of 1.6.
All right, let's go for a single bet. If you want Hoffenheim to win, as you said, 2.3 around. And the most interesting game this match day is Leipzig-Dortmund. I guess 𝐜𝐴𝐧𝐴𝐧𝐽𝐴 is already in danger because Leipzig, they were thrashed against Shakhtar Donetsk at home, even Shakhtar without most of the stars that already left the Ukrainian team. Also defeated by Frankfurt 4-0. The only victory this season came at home against Wolfsburg, and I am surprised to see them favorites, Radek, for this game, especially because Dortmund showed great quality as well in the Champions League. They won comfortably against Copenhagen, and in the Bundesliga, they are getting the results.
Yes, and the key thing in this game is compare the win percentage of both teams. Leipzig won only 1 game out of 5, makes 20% win rate. And Dortmund, on the other hand, everyone says they are in a crisis. They won 4 out of 5 Bundesliga games, makes 80% win rate. And on the other hand, the recent results in the Champions League speaks by themselves. And that's why I don't understand the odds here, because Dortmund is way better than Leipzig. The fact that the bookies equal this odds is that, this is a very interesting game to bet on. And a lot of people think, like myself, that Leipzig has the potential for sure to win the game, to draw or not lose against Dortmund, because they have awesome players. But at the end, they are not making or not bringing results in this season so far. And that's why the only option is betting on Dortmund, Asian handicap 0 again. We get great odds of 1.6, 1.7 here. And to spoiler, this is my favorite bet on this game day.
It looks very
That's
similar,
good.
actually, Leipzig season this year and the one we saw last season. They fired Jesse March and things went better with Tedesco, but also losing in the Champions League. I remember against Bruges last season. And this season for them, they've started really poor, especially playing away. Leipzig is awful, but also this season even playing in the east of Germany. And the last game we have on Saturday is the scary game of the weekend. Bochum, the worst team, 0 points, 3 goals scored, 15 goals conceded against Schalke. Still looking for their first victory and really favorites for this game. You always say that it's impossible to trust a team that hasn't won, like Schalke, with odds like 2.0. Still stands this thing that you usually say, Radek?
Yeah, for sure. And in no game it's better than in this game, because how could you bet on Schalke winning a game away after not winning at all so far? So they didn't show any sign of able to win a game. And we have to remember that Bochum had some really, really good games at home last year. And not only at home, and they made position 11 or 12 around last season, and no one expected that. Now they are also in trouble, and their coach Rice is also one of the coaches who could be sacked in the next weeks if he don't bring the points home. So I think Bochum is not the underdog here, but on the other hand, they are not favorites. So clear draw here. Mm-hmm. We have two options: betting on a draw with a small amount of money, or betting also on Asian handicap 0 here on Bochum. I think because Bochum is the underdog with odds of 3.4, 3.3 around, we should get Asian handicap 0 odds of 1.8, 1.9, or even 2.0. Depends where you bet on your bookie. If your bookie has low odds, go to oddspedia.com and compare the odds, and go to the bookmaker who gives you the best odds. So I think in this game, Asian handicap 0 on Bochum is also no fault, and we get great odds for that.
Let's see which coach is going to be sacked first. The Bundesliga, for sure, is the hottest competition in Europe for the managers, because last season at least we had so many managers sacked, and this season it looks the same as you are saying, for sure. Not the managers of Cologne and Union Berlin, both meeting on Sunday, because both have started the season brilliantly, and they are both playing on Thursday. Also, European competitions. Here, the odds are very balanced, but Radek, perhaps we see again the Bayern Munich curse after Union Berlin got a point against them.
So I think that Cologne proved that they are really a good team, and it's impressive what Steffen Baumgart, their coach, did there last season, saving them from the relegation and now bringing them to the international spots. And they keep on going, making points, and they are strong at home. So it could be a Cologne win for sure at home, because as you mentioned, there can be a curse of Bayern Munich, and Union Berlin is playing in the Europe League as well. So maybe Cologne is the favorite here, but it's really hard to bet. And as we have balanced odds, it's kind of a coin flip. I would say both teams are really happy with a draw, and everyone collects 1 point. So this is a perfect draw bet with odds around 3.3, 3.4. And I really don't have a favorite here. I would say Union Berlin is also impressive, and Cologne is great. So it's just a draw here.
All right, and the last game this match day is the leader, the top of the standings, Freiburg, surprising us one season more, 3 straight victories for them, beating Leverkusen, Bochum, Stuttgart. So top of the table, and hosting now Gladbach, which is a kind of a hit and miss, Radek, after drawing with Bayern Munich, defeated by Mainz. They are in the middle of the table, and as we all know, they have a lot of quality in the squad.
Yeah, but I am afraid that Gladbach is showing kind of the same situation as last year when they were able to collect some points, making some good games, and then out of the nowhere they lose games like they now lost against Mainz, and it's not getting easier against Freiburg here. And as you mentioned, they are the leader, and I hope they can defeat this position as long as possible, as Freiburg is, kind of the most miracle in German football, as they are such a small team with such a small budget, and they're doing great season after season. And now they're even at the first position, and only Dortmund was able to beat them very closely in a close game. So I don't see Gladbach be the better team at the moment. This is also a coin flip. Everything can happen here. And at the end, I would say betting on Asian handicap 0 on Freiburg is okay. But it's always, it seems that it's way harder to be number one and be hunted by everyone, because now Gladbach will be for sure over 100% motivated against Freiburg, and in another situation they maybe wouldn't be, because everyone underrates Freiburg, but not now. Now they are number one and no one will underrate them anymore. But still, great odds to bet on them, as they've shown last game day that they can win against Leverkusen, and they can turn around games, and they don't have to be the better team to win games. They have everything to make a great season again. So betting on Freiburg is really attractive.
Beautiful city, Freiburg. Have you been there, Radek?
Yeah, everyone has to go there in school someday, because we have driving around there in this area, very beautiful part of southern Germany, all around the forest, and a really beautiful small town. Yeah,
I was checking.
If someone has to visit Germany, it's definitely worth a trip there. Yeah,
I was checking it. It looks cool. Next to Liechtenstein, Switzerland, and France. Let's go to Freiburg if they win the Bundesliga this season. Radek.
Next year, maybe all tourists out of Europe come to Freiburg watching Champions League there, playing against Real Madrid.
Exactly. Why not? Why not? You made a spoiler before, but tell me again, which is your favorite bet for this match day?
Yeah, as we have struggling Leipzig on the one hand and really good Dortmund on the other hand, not really good, but at least winning a lot of games, especially against the leader Freiburg. So they have to win or not lose against Leipzig at the moment, and Leipzig should not win this game. And the odds on Dortmund are great. Betting on Asian handicap 0 Dortmund. I did this in the season, I think 2 or 3 times before, and we were lucky. So let's hope the best again. And the odds are good enough to bet on this as a stake bet here.
Okay, and your ACCA for this match day?
Yeah, we have a lot of interesting Asian handicap 0 bets again. We have to decide which looks best. And I think, as I said, Dortmund is my banker here. And I would combine it with also Bremen, maybe not losing at home, but the odds are not great on Asian handicap 0. So I always try to search Asian handicap 0 odds around 1.4 at least, or 1.5. So I would say Frankfurt is also not losing at home, because they seem to find a great way to score goals. Another 4 goals maybe on this game day would be great. So we win this bet, combining this with odds of 1.4 or 1.5. And I'm pretty sure that there will be a draw between Union Berlin and Cologne, I would say Cologne is not losing this game at home because Union Berlin is cursed because they made a point against Bayern Munich, and a team who points against Bayern Munich is not winning their next game. Impossible. And Cologne is strong enough to make at least 1 point. So this is the third one. And we get great odds of 1.8 or 1.9 Asian Handicap 0 Cologne. At the end, putting all in a nutshell, we have 3 Asian Handicap 0 bets, and we get odds around 5 or even more because the odds are really high this game day.
All right, Radek, enjoy Spain, of course. Eat a paella and drink a sangria for me and for everybody. Please press the like and subscribe if you like Radek tips, and see you next week. Bye-bye.